Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everybody. Brian here from quantlabs.net. Okay, today is January 9th, I believe, Saturday. It is 3:30 p.m. my time. So we're going to go over the markets. I just wanted to go over yesterday's comments from a video I put out. Is President Joe Biden reversing USA dollar performance? We're going to analyze that, but what do you know? People came in and commented. We always get these idiots that think they know about. Fool does not get is that even the mention of Joe Biden being president sparks confidence potentially in the markets. We'll look at that in a minute. That's what I'm saying. Nothing to do with he's officially in as president. This comment came in a little more realistic. You didn't switching from short to long, meaning that it's an oil trade. If you watch the OPEC markets with Saudi Arabia, Canadian dollar, meaning it goes up. It's a commodity trade. All right, when is the best time to buy the US dollar? Like months ago. With Biden, will be US weakening the way it could be. I'll know within a week. And the way it's looking, it's starting to strengthen. We'll go over that in a minute. Is the Canadian dollar getting stronger because oil WT prices going up because of the promise to reduce production? Yes, exactly. Since Trump is in power, US dollar has been strong and the Canadian dollar is weak. That is true up until March with the last crash. The US dollar has been tanking since then. All right, again, for anybody new, we got our target here. That's a long on the harmonic 4-hour chart. Below, that would be a short. So here we go. So as I said before, we're starting to see more US dollars show up. So that right there is a potential, and I've read online that yes, the US dollar may start to even though that's a short, just to see the US dollar in more of these, which we haven't seen for months, that says something about alone the US dollar. So in here we have the US Canadian dollar. Yeah, that's based upon oil, as a lot of people get. USD Japan, that could be a safe haven. This is what you watch to see how the markets will do. This could be, I don't know if it's a really leading indicator, but here's where it gets interesting. Up until this point, we were saying people are loading up on gold. Look what's happening now in the last few hours. It's starting to reverse. So we mentioned the gold and euro before, that big drop. Apparently that's because the U.S. Treasury has been going up. That's why gold has been dropping. I don't know about that because we'll look at that. But it may be changing over the next few days. So gold in British pound is starting to reverse there. And then we have another one. And if you have watched videos, you know what this means on gold and whatever currency, what you can look for. This is the one I'd be more interested in, is the gold in Singapore. I'll look at these because gold, Singapore may still be looked upon as a safe haven outside of Japan. If Switzerland was looked upon as a safe haven, you would see more currency in Swiss. So maybe, as I thought 2 weeks ago, that Britain may start to strengthen. So that's what we're starting to see. This is what I want to watch is the bonds. We have a short call here for the German, the Deutsche 10-year. So that's the first one we've seen. So does that mean it's better to be in Germany bonds than in UK or US? Potentially, but it's still not doing well. But from a bigger, like a 35,000 foot view, I would definitely say that Germany's probably, out of the three countries, Germany, UK, and US, Germany has a much better, cleaner financial accounting sheet, balance sheet than the other countries do. But they're not much better long term. So here's where we know Asia is doing well. We got a long Hong Kong and Japanese yen. Okay, that might be because it's in Japanese yen, but it's between Hong Kong, Singapore, and Japan what we want to look for to see if 1,000 cases per day. South Korea, that is. British pound. Now look at this. Again, British pound is starting to strengthen. This is post-Brexit. This is a good sign. Okay, so that's a long there. Okay, we have a short. I don't care about Canada, to be honest. British pound and the Japanese yen we've talked about. Here is where it's interesting. Short British pound CHF USD, CHF. These are not excellent scores. These are very good scores. So yet again, we have, as I said earlier, but again, you got to see it over a couple of days to see if there's a confirmed trend. Other ones that we watched are USD and Swedish, USD and Denmark. Again, as I said, confirming that these are coins, or these are pairs and currencies that you should watch for if there's a crash. These are definitely the Scandinavian ones, are the ones that people hide out in. All you got to do is look at the charts between these two, how it performed in February. So you can see, again, more USD, but I want to see confirmed more in US dollar, okay? So we have gold here in Canadian, gold in Swiss franc, gold in euro, and you can measure on these harmonics how far the target is. The lower it is, the better. So they are still predicting it to drop, okay? Now, here we have a reversal. It really starts to maybe turn around tomorrow night, my time. Again, more gold and Swiss francs. But look at the size of the bars, oddly enough, with in Swiss franc, because that was the lead one out of the gate, and in euro as well, where people were loading up in gold to whatever currency. It's Switzerland because they're the largest holder. I would also put in said Hong Kong, but that's now really under mainland Chinese control. Japanese yen, maybe, but I'd rather have more in US dollar and Japanese yen, just based upon volume. So those are a couple of shorts there. That's gold, Hong Kong, gold, and Japan. And you can always, as I keep saying, you can always measure how, especially in these times, the down times, you can always measure how a currency will do based upon how it trades with gold and in that currency. The bigger the bars, the bigger the swings, that means that the coin will, or I'm not saying with crypto, but the currency will move more in a few days. Okay, that's how it just depends upon the U.S. markets. Everything right now is really driven by what goes on in the U.S. That's why I was mentioning more about, is it a Joe Biden rally? We won't know until for sure by the end of the week, and for sure I think once Biden is inaugurated, there's going to be a short-term blip. There may be more Federal Reserve stimulus going out, which will increase the long-term performance of the U.S. markets based upon the stimulus. But still, long-term, the U.S. as a whole is in real trouble with the debt that they're carrying. So here we got Euro, Canadian, Euro, Swiss franc, all shorts. Euro, Hong Kong. One thing I'm noticing, I'm not seeing as much Singapore as I thought I would see. Euro and Japanese yen short. Euro in New Zealand. Okay, so this is an interesting one to watch. Let's say 1 day. So it's still a long. I do think that New Zealand's one to watch out for too, because that one has probably overall, since watching this, very, very strong. And again, we got the Swedish, but out of all of the currencies out there, if there is a drop in the market, I think Euro, Sweden, or anything Sweden be strong. I would have hoped to see more Norway, but it looks more to be Sweden as a place to be. Now, here's an interesting one, the Euro USD. We got a short, but you can see here it's got a long-term move up, right? So it's doing well. So some of these harmonics don't get caught as they should. UK 100, UK 10-year, another short. Okay, and that's the end of it. But what I want to show you, so you notice here, we're not seeing any treasury at all for the U.S. So that's another maybe call, because we were getting more U.S. treasury as well when the markets weren't looking good for the U.S. before Joe Biden was certified by the Congress. So that because you're not seeing the treasury as much, then that means maybe another reason why maybe just in the long run, U.S. may start to come back. Even for the next few months, I think U.S. will do well. It might not be the best performer, but it may do well because you're post-Trump era. So just looking through here, I'm looking for any of the Treasury. So the only Treasury we saw or bond we saw was UK 10-year and the German. Okay, so just still moving along here. So none of the markets are looking strong for a little while. The Singapore was a little bit long, but that's not there anymore as well. But I'm looking, but the Treasury is not to be found. This is amazing, because that's another signal to me that the U.S. markets may start to move this week, moving forward. We're not seeing any of the crazy calls we saw for the Rand or the Turkish lira as well. So maybe there's less desperation in the market as well, because it's now going to start to add confidence on the political front. Now, for me, Joe Biden's I'm not a supporter of Joe Biden on the political front, but something I'd probably definitely consider. Other than that, it looks like there's no comments or anything, so we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to do a Bitcoin video as well, because it's acting very strange. Later.